In today's video, the 3 strangest things that happen when we are getting shredded. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, we're going to have a little bit of fun because I got a question on my Instagram direct message, which I'm happy to answer questions from. So if you would like to ask me one, here's my Instagram and you can send me a direct message. And the question talks about some of the strange things that this person notices has been happening while they're dieting down. And so what I thought would be fun to talk about are 3 of the strangest things that happen when we're dieting down and getting shredded that you really can't plan for or understand or expect. Because there's certain things we just kind of take as a given, like we're gonna be hungry, okay? We're gonna have some lower energy. We're probably gonna lose a little bit of strength here and there, have some rough days in the gym. We might not be that interested in sex when we're really lean, right? These are kind of things we expect. But there's some other ones that, you know, I've done this contest prep things a few times myself, and the first time these 3 things happened, I was not prepared and it was a little bit shocking. And so the first thing I want to talk about is actually the frequency with which we poop. That's right. Doesn't sound like something you think about much, but when it becomes much less frequent, we start to get concerned. In fact, a lot of my clients will say, hey coach, I'm constipated. I haven't gone poop in a couple days. And I'll say, hey, hold on. Because I remember from my first prep, this same thing happening, the same thing occurring. And it turns out it's actually our body adapting to the process of getting lean. You see, we need less calories when we're lean, so we're eating less calories, okay? Our bodies also get more efficient at extracting calories from that food. So what does it do? It actually slows down the digestive process. And we start to eat what I would consider foods that are more whole foods that are gonna have more nutritional value. So there's just less waste byproduct. So you take all of that and combine it, it means sometimes we might not poop for a couple days, and that can seem very strange, especially for someone who's never dieted down and never been really lean before. So that's probably the strangest thing. The next thing that I find to be really, really strange, and I find this across the board, and I think I understand it now, is that our taste buds severely change, and I find most people really start to crave saltier items. I know myself, I start to really love things like hot sauce, buffalo sauce, soy sauce, anything that's really kind of sodium laden, anything that's kind of got a salty taste to it. And I never really made the correlation between dieting down and loving salty foods. I mean, I literally was putting hot sauce on my egg whites, everything at the end of my diet, and now I really don't use hot sauce all that often. I like spicy food in general, but the point is, I literally just thought about spicy food all day. I would think about my next meal and what I could put some hot sauce on, and I would make that meal. I had buffalo sauce, I think, every day of my diet last year. And the reason being, as we get leaner, my thought on this is, as we get leaner and we have less body fat, our body holds on to less fluids. Our fat cells are not holding that fluid in our body, so our body senses we are a bit dehydrated. Sodium helps us stay hydrated, so as you increase sodium and you increase water, you increase the amount of water in your body, thus helping out with your hydration a little bit. Also, you know, when you're shredded and you have some sodium, it does help with the pump. And also sodium helps the digestion process, helps transport glycogen to the muscle cells. So keeping sodium high during a fat loss phase, I find to be very beneficial, especially for those of us that are lifting heavy, taking in carbohydrates, and sweating quite a bit. The third and final strangest thing that happens to me during contest prep, which I was not prepared for, was that my sleep cycles became much shorter. So typically, I need 7.5 hours of sleep to feel fully rested, a solid 7.5 hours of sleep. But as I would get leaner, and I'm talking lean, shredded lean enough to compete on a bodybuilding stage, I would find that I would sleep less. And I would initially be concerned about it, but I would also realize that I would wake up, bam, and be a morning person. I'm not typically a morning person that pops up out of bed and is ready to go. But when I was lean, I would pop up at a very early time. So say I went to bed at midnight, I would wake up at 5:30. 5.5 hours of sleep. Doesn't sound like much, but I would be up, bam, eyes awake, down the stairs, already making my food and off to work. And I find that this was much different than my normal sleep patterns, But I also found it didn't disturb my progress. My body actually required less sleep. Now again, this is my intake, my input on this. I find it to be kind of universal though. These are things and feedback that I've gotten from a lot of my clients over the last couple of years. So, you know, these are the 3 strangest things that for those of you that have never gone past that barrier of being shredded, you can expect to see or expect to happen, and understand that they're completely normal. And when we come out of the diet, when we put a little body fat back on, guess what? It all just goes right back to normal. So, all right guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Just a quick one, but hopefully you're enjoying the videos. Hit the subscribe button and I'll talk to you tomorrow.